Danzaburou was honestly one of my least favorite Smite 1 characters. I didn't like how his kit felt, it was clunky and slow, and I thought that, I just wouldn't like him. Turns out I was dead wrong. I'm not sure if it's the better polish in Smite 2 or if I just didn't give him a fair shake, but Danza has been a blast to play. You're a Tanuki of Trickery, using the chaos of the teamfight to pass your clones off as yours, using your 3 to disguise yourself amongst a bunch of leaves, extending the crowd control of your tanks, and laying down explosive damage. With the ability to enter teamfights from a long ways away with your ult, the Tanuki Rocket, Danza can be in many places all at once. Danza's passive is Dishonest Duplication, and it is one of the biggest changes coming from Smite 1. His basic attacks have a chance to spawn a clone of himself, which walks at enemies and fires basic attacks at them. They last 3 seconds, deal 40% of your basic attack damage while taking 300% damage themselves. This chance to spawn them scales with your intelligence as well per level, but it's true RNG, so that means that you could get 10 clones in a row, or you could get none. Honestly, just think of it as Danza has a chance to deal a small amount of extra damage for 3 seconds that scales indefinitely. It's not really something inside your control, outside of one of your abilities, so you shouldn't be stressed about clone RNG. Fool's Gold is Danza's main ability. He tosses 3 money bags in a 3-pronged skill shot that deals damage, passing through minions, and stops at the first enemy god hit, trembling them, which is a pretty powerful CC all things considered, and dropping a coin if it hits an enemy god. The bag then sits for a moment before finally exploding to deal additional damage. If you're an ally, pick up the gold you drop, you get 10 gold. To put 10 gold into perspective, a minion is roughly worth like 15 to 25 gold depending on the circumstances, so if you pick up 1 or 2 of these every so often, it's like you're getting an additional minion over and over again all game. Danza's 2 is why he's able to play so well with a strong tank. Alluring Spirits makes Danza drink from his sake bottle, healing himself over time. Before then throwing the bottle, it deals damage where it lands, slowing anyone hit. However, the bottle persists on the ground, and if the enemy stays inside the bottle area for about 2 seconds, they get taunted. If you're using this ability raw without any setup, it's pretty easy to avoid, but it becomes really obnoxious if you use this with your support. Your support, like Ymir, Baron Samedi, and so on, can stun someone, and you can stack your 2 on top of the CC, making it an obnoxiously long crowd control combo. Be sure to hold onto this ability if your support is making to look a play, and follow up quickly. Danza's 3 helps him survive in the chaos of a teamfight. When he casts Tanuki Trickery, he creates a zone around himself that slows enemies inside of it while granting you additional movement speed and allowing you to attack without the basic attack penalty. Additionally, while you're inside of it, the chance for you to spawn a clone from your passive is doubled. This helps ADC builds of Danza spawn clones, especially while burning objectives. Finally, if you leave the area, Danza becomes a leaf while you spawn several other leaves that mimic your movement. You can gain increased movement speed, slow immunity, and your next basic attack deals a small amount of base damage, but it has a 100% intelligence scaling on it, which allows full int Danza to do some surprising burst damage, especially when you pair it with a Polynomicon. Finally, Danza's sick as heck ultimate is Uproarious Rocket. Danza channels for some time, preparing his rocket that locks onto an enemy god of your choosing. However, if you reactivate your ultimate while you channel it, you'll notice the targeter change. This lets Danza ride his rocket, letting you control where it goes and how it moves, allowing you to maneuver around anything on the way to the target. You can right-click to get off, which launches the rocket in a straight line for the rest of the duration. This ability is really fun, but it's also what I see new Danzaburous mess up the most. Remember, pressing the ultimate button after you've already activated it lets you change which mode you want to use. It starts out as a homing rocket by default, and if you press 4 again, it lets you ride the rocket. If you don't need to hold for it, you don't need to press it multiple times, you just have to press it once. If you press it again, you can go back to the homing rocket mode. It's really simple. Ultimately, Danzaburou is mostly a traditional ADC with a bit of Tanuki spice. As an ADC, you are the center of attention for both teams, making you the star of the show. You need to use this focus from your allies and enemies on trying to kill you or protect you to manipulate your enemies and allies alike to play just the way you want them to, so you can deal the most damage and come out on top with tons of glory, and most importantly, kills. Learning ADC takes patience and self-reflection, as most of the time you die, it's your own fault. You should consider yourself the most important player on the team, never die for others, and fight to come out on top so you can shred important objectives like towers, gold furies, and fire giants. Here's 2 Danzaburou builds, one for ADC, and one for a funny full intelligence build that I like to do from time to time. But ultimately, if you don't see success with my silly homebrew builds, you need to go find some builds from players far better than myself. Check out smite2.live, tracker.gg/smite2, and smitesource.com. Remember to use the resources available to you to your fullest. Good luck, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I hope you have a wonderful day.